he seemed to intimate that he is going to talk about football after the spring game tomorrow. So he wasn't going to talk about it this week. We want to focus on it at least a little bit. What will you be watching tomorrow when we get a chance to see the Spartans?
You know, there's not much you can get out of spring games if you try to get too much, and I would focus on Brian Lewerke, the quarterback situation. I think he's a really talented guy. I thought he was talented last year. We watched him grow a little bit. You know, it's not going to be highly competitive. The defense will be, I'm sure, restricted to certain things. But one thing you can evaluate in a spring game is quarterback play, because if you were at their practices, they wouldn't be letting the defense hit them, and you could still evaluate them. So, to me, quarterback position, but mostly the workers.
And another really hard thing to evaluate in games like this, particularly because of what you talked about, the fact that they are generally no contact on the quarterback, is pass rush. But, man, they've got to get better there. I mean, 11 sacks in 12 games last year, the fewest in the Power 5. So there are a lot of football issues to focus on tomorrow, and I assume that will be the bulk of the conversation coming out of it, because, of course, the same issues will be there with the inability to talk about the investigation.
Yeah, the same issues will be there. Now, Mark's approach might be a little bit different, because people are going to try to figure out who's playing,
right,
and how are you going to discern from the sprained ankle from the person who's involved in these off-field incidents. So it's not going to be an easy day for
right,
Coach D'Antonio or the staff. But, you know, again, the way he has organized this, to go out in front of the media and say it's not business as usual, this is very serious stuff, and then obviously to address football the day of the spring game just makes a lot of sense. But it's going to be a hard day. It's going to be a hard thing to explain.
Yes, and then he did make it clear, look, there are other suspensions. Obviously, right, in the spring, you hold a ton of kids out for, you know, a hangnail. You might right, hold a kid out because you just don't want any more serious injuries. So it is. No, it's an interesting tightrope to be walking, no doubt about it.